The only thing that they can keep relying on is to try to have people to try to give me drugs. And they had, and it's marijuana, it's weed. And they do that. They try to use the little smallest thing. Then I had people try to give me sherm, cocaine. They had people trying to give me crystal meth. They had people trying to give me lean, any kind of drug to try to discredit me as a mother when they threaten to rape my child due to me protecting myself in this country and have custody of my child. And they don't want to give him back and threaten to pass him around and have my family knowing about it. They threaten to have my grandmother, Irma Marshall, knowing about it, my dad, Andrew Jones, my sister, Larissa Jones, and Shakina Jones, knowing that they threaten to pass my son around. So my family acting like they helping me to get a ticket out here, or you acting like you helping me to get my ID, but you not gonna come forward with information that you know that they threatened to molest my son, and they over there saying that they got a restraining order at Cynthia's home to try to keep me from coming, and nobody is standing with me to offer any support to be like, no, we need to go and get a lawyer for her, because they have a satanic agenda where Cynthia and Austin and Joseph and these police were supposed to get away with molesting my son because I shot Austin and then set me up as a prostitute and a drug addict to get murdered. So they're not gonna let my family help me, only to a certain degree. So my family ain't gonna be able to help me come in their house and stay in their house and get a lawyer. My family not gonna be able to help put up the money for me to get a lawyer and come stand with me in the courtroom and say, we know y'all did this to her body, and we know the evidence that she was in her apartment with her child, and we know y'all took her baby and threatened to rape her baby, and we know the evidence that you're not supposed to even have her child, and that we gonna help her have whatever financial stability and support that she needs to get away from this abusive man, and we know the evidence that she was not guilty, and we know about everything, and we need this child returned to his mother. They're not gonna allow my family to stand behind me like that, because my family know that they threatened to rape him, and then they threatened to kill my family. So they got my family trying to go along and still have contact with Cynthia and get photos of my son and make it seem like she never threatened to rape him, and then allow people to set me up while they're pretty much denying me to be able to come there to their homes and get on my feet, and have these people that I don't even know that's in this gang setting me up from place to place like I'm unstable, and then they having drugs and they having prostitution going on, so where they're trying to rape me because they threatened to rape me inside of the jail when they threatened to rape my son. When Jim found out the evidence, Cynthia said that she was going to make black men rape me and my son. She said she was going to make these black men rape me while pregnant with this baby, and they have had black men raping me, were forcing me to have sex with these black men, and they're going to try to continue to do that up until the time where they try to murder me, and I don't want to do that. And that's what they're trying to do with having me stranded with no identification and trying to say I don't have legal custody of my son. They're going to try to have these black men in Texas that already was raping me, were forcing me to have sex with them when I was released, and they're going to try to continue to have them set me up and like I was never pregnant from the jail, and that's going to involve them trying to have me smoking tobacco. And the main reason why I'm smoking the tobacco is because I have not seen my son since the shooting, and the Conroe Police threatened to molest my baby with Cynthia and Austin. So I'm smoking as a mother who can do nothing about it, who has no power, who has no family that cares for my son's sexual health or his real well-being, because at any point in time they could have done anything to harm my child. With what all they're doing to me, they're trying to stop me from even being able to lay eyes on my son and to see if he's alive, and there's no telling what. They have all these people covering up information, CPS workers, they have daycare people covering up information, they have people who are in Austin's life covering up information, the judges, the police department, my lawyer, my sisters, my father, all of these people. And it's a part of a coven where I have to give the name of Jesus. I have to say Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Jesus, because he came in the cell when they were threatening to rape my son, and she did force me to have sex with these men, because the organizations would not allow me into the shelters when I was released from the jail, forcing me to have sex with black men like they threatened to do, and they were trying to pass me STDs and things. They said they wanted to give me AIDS and herpes, and I was making them use the protection while they were forcing me to have sex with them. And then they were also trying to set me up and slander me and say that I was a prostitute and say that I was a drug addict. And when I went to Atlanta, they did the same thing. And I came here for my son, putting out all the information throughout the entire time that they have been abusing me. For the majority of the time, I have put out the information of all the time frame that they have been abusing me and what all they have done and threatened to do to my son. And I'm standing here by myself like this in this state being set up in Texas. And they got my baby on Amarillo Street in Magnolia, Texas, and threatened to rape him. And they're taking advantage of my financial status as a mother. I'm not getting any help from the state. They stole my child's birth certificates and financial documents out of my home, and then took my son's documents and falsified court records and threatened to rape and molest him. And I'm out here by myself. I don't have a home. I don't have anywhere to lay my head. I do not have medical care for the baby that I'm carrying. I don't have any access to medical care. I'm being denied the medical care in all of the hospitals in Texas. I'm being denied the medical care. I'm being denied housing. I don't have identification. They had the black men that are involved in this pedophile coven who are trying to help Cynthia abduct my child and threaten to molest my child with these men. They had these men steal my debit cards, my social security, and my identification that was replaced after Cynthia stole this information out of my home. And they had these people have me to have to get a passcode on Greyhound to come back to Houston, Texas, without any identification. And I'm going to be walking around. I came to just check on my son, and they have a restraining order against me where they threatened to molest him. And the police are involved. The judge, Judge Tracy Gilbert, Judge Patty Maginus in Conroe, Texas, and Montgomery County, Texas. The entire city of Montgomery County, Texas, the entire state of Texas is involved. The entire state of Arkansas and the entire state of Georgia is involved up to Donald Trump's office. They are involved with having me pregnant on the streets in Texas with nowhere to go, not even an emergency women's shelter, without identification, threatened to rape my son and molest my son at Amarillo Street for shooting convicted felon Austin John Meador in the leg in Baytown Seafood for attacking me and my son. And the son that I had in my arms is the son that they threatened to rape. And this is how I'm going to be out here by myself. And my cell phone is about to be cut off. Cricket Wireless has not sent me the notification of my phone bill. That's about $60. I do not have the funds. My phone is about to be disconnected, and the $20 that I have left is for food. Being that I'm with child, they want me to be starved, so you cannot tell that I am with child. And I do not have enough money to even leave the location on public transportation where I rode here with a woman from New Orleans that I met on the Greyhound on the way here, and she's leaving, and I'm about to leave this location with my duffel bag and my notes, my cell phone that is minimally charged, and my cell phone will be cut off. I'm hungry, haven't really been eating a balanced diet, and I am being forbidden from the location where they have threatened to rape my son, and the courthouse that she's going through to try to say that I have to go through these people to get my son back. They threatened to rape my son and molest my son with her, and I have no power as a mother. They have the highest celebrities in the country who are millionaires and billionaires and black people who were supposedly supporting Black Lives Matter, trying to allow them to kill an African Indian woman and her African Indian Caucasian American little boy, and they threatened to rape him at this location since 2019, February 2019, about a shooting where I shot a gun here in America in self-defense, and they dropped the charges on me, and they have kept my son, and they are doing this campaign against me with my family and the entire country to keep setting me up like this. So yeah, I'm smoking this Black and Mild, and I know that I'm pregnant. Because as a mother, I will not give up on my son. I will not give up on you. I will not give up on trying to get my baby from you. And that's where the murder comes in, with them trying to hurry and do this. And they kept having me at locations with people trying to set me up to be murdered and putting me out of their homes in the condition that I was in, knowing what they were trying to do. And the reason why I'm telling about this is because now this is the end. I'm in Texas where you took my child and threatened to rape him. And I done told everybody exactly what's going on. So y'all showing me that you're evil. You're showing me that you're wicked. You're showing me that you're child molesters, and y'all been up under me the whole time. And this is the time to get the Bible and go back and read when God said that certain people in this world was just righteous and certain ones was wicked. And everybody in this country is the definition of what the Bible was talking about when he said that Job was in the land where everybody was wicked and he was the only righteous one. I'm in a land where everybody is wicked and I'm the only righteous one. Even my family is wicked and they threaten to rape my child, and nobody is righteous enough to get my baby from him and just stop lying about the situation. And now I understand that I gotta go to the Bible and just pick it up and just walk from this location knowing that they didn't have cell phones, baby. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob did not have cell phones when God was bringing them into these lands where they molest kids and where they rape children and sacrifice babies to Satan, knowing that he was putting his stamp on them as his God, that y'all are not to do these things to these children, and they over here covering it up. And I gotta walk through this wicked ass land. I gotta walk through this Texas state knowing all you Mexicans is the people that God was talking about when he said you walking into lands where they molesting children and they worshiping false gods and they lying on God's children and they stealing their babies as slaves. You stole my baby in this state as a damn sex slave, and I gotta walk through this land with my Bible in my hand with no money, with my God saying you gonna give him back. And God told me that we was in Egypt. So I know who Cynthia is serving. I know who my family is serving. I know who these blacks is serving. I know who these Mexicans is serving. You serving some kind of pharaoh, and God done already been through this with us before, and you was not supposed to touch my baby boy. And you damn sure not supposed to keep him as no goddamn sex slave to no nasty white people. How dare you? And I gotta walk through this land by myself, knowing that the police ain't righteous, knowing that they the ones that God was talking about in the Bible that'll take Jesus to his death. And I gotta walk through the land knowing that y'all worshiping false gods and threatening to rape my baby, and the police is involved. I'm tapped out of your world now. I'm going into the world of Jehovah, being that my own damn family is sitting over here trying to live in the fucking matrix with y'all and not face fucking reality that they threatened to rape my child because I shot Austin, and you gonna let them leave me out here pregnant like this regardless of how long I've been carrying the baby. I'm still pregnant, dumbass. And you don't do that shit to no woman that's pregnant, dummy. And you can talk about me smoking all you want because they threatened to rape my baby, and you bullying me, trying to say I ain't gonna pick up another gun and do shit about it. And everybody trying to sit back like I'm getting my ass whooped by their white daddy, but he ain't my daddy. Jehovah is my daddy, and I'm staying in this state, and I stay in this state getting set up on the damn streets, and I stay in this state pregnant like this, and I stay in this state denying these niggas that weed and denying them to rape me, and I stay in this state with y'all trying to do what you trying to do with my Bible and with my God. And they got the hotels and motels involved. She keeps saying she gotta leave at 12, and it's 11:53. So I got an hour to get ready to leave this location, and I'm gonna do it. I'm already ready, pretty much, to just grab my bag and go. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm being set up like this, and I gotta keep my Bible in my hand because Cynthia said she is Satanist and that she going to hell already. That she already know the judgment for her for raping children and molesting and threatening people, kids like this. She already said she was a Satanist and that she was going. And this is sad because I gotta walk with my Bible, and I don't have no judge that'll make the right decision, because instead of them making the right decision from the beginning, they just tried to set me up to be murdered after they gave her my baby and she threatened to rape him. And God, you know, for God to even give me any hope, all I can do is pick up my Bible when I'm dealing with wicked people that's worshiping false gods, including people in my family, because they worshiping the whites now. They worshiping the white people now, and they told me when I was in the jail, when they was trying to murder me pregnant with this baby, they told me that they were worshiping the white people, I need to get my Bible because this is sad, and they really did say this, and it's wicked. And when I don't have my Bible in my hand and I'm telling about the truth about the state of black people and the wickedness of what they trying to go through with, it make it sound like I'm crazy. They got Austin, who's a Satanist and threatening to molest my child, and some Satanist woman that he's claiming that he's with that's also a child molester. They all child molesters, and they said they were worshiping Satan. And when you tell, and I don't got my Bible in my hand, it make it seem like I'm lying. And they trying to say that I'm crazy for telling that they're Satanists and threatening to molest my baby, and that my family is not helping me. And that's so sad. That'll make you scream and cry, and you'll see videos of me screaming and crying because my family was not helping me. And they were trying to let the Atlanta police set me up out there when I went out there to get into the shelter. So I got my Bible in my hand because this is all I'm going to have. And if this is going to be the last video or one of the last videos that I'm able to post, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if my phone getting cut off, if my phone going to be dead. I don't know my way around here. And that's another reason of them trying to set me up like a mental patient, because they know she's walking around pregnant. She don't have nowhere to go. We can hurry up and set it up like she's crazy mental, like somebody can arrest her or come out there and harm her or swarm around her and do stuff to her, and then say that Mel B's mother was this and that, and never allow me to see my baby after they threatened to rape him. So this Bible, I remember God talking about these people serving false gods, and all the black women and black men that they have helping them said that they were worshiping the whites, and it have everything to do with Revelations. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet were. So I remember God saying all my enemies when I was in the jail and my lawyer was going to hell. And he showed me the lake of burning sulfur. My lawyer was Ingrid Chandler over my case, and she let them take my baby and threaten to rape my baby and leave me with a baby and me pregnant. And I'm out here in Texas, and they trying to say that I don't have legal custody of my child. And then all my enemies is trying to set me up outside to be murdered, even including enemies in my family. And it's just like, I'm so tired of the bullshit and being abandoned, that I'm gonna have to simply stay with God. I don't even have nowhere to put up my phone and just make a video of me just like this without the phone in my face. That's how much they trying to cover up the information, and they know I'm a woman of God, and they're Satanists, so they're trying their hardest to get away with threatening to molest my son. And I haven't been praying because I felt like God had forsaken me in a lot of ways, because the baby's still kicking in me and I'm smoking because they threatened to rape him. And, you know, I feel like I'm letting God down because I know I'm pregnant and that they making me smoke from threatening to rape my child. And I know as a mother that I don't have the fortitude to come and get my boy from them without being killed, pregnant. And I'm trying to get somebody to come and save us and save him. And I feel like God let me down because they Satanists and they keep hurting me, and they won't stop because the police is involved with helping them. And I haven't been praying because I felt like, God, why are you letting them get away with threatening to rape my son? Why are you not coming to stop them with your hand? If they gonna have everybody involved to help them get away with it, then God, you know the truth that she threatened to rape him. You know Austin threatened to rape him. So why won't you stop them? Why won't you make them give me medical care for this baby just to see if it could survive? Why won't you expose everybody that's involved and make it stop? And I'm here in Texas with them saying they got a restraining order on me now. And they're gonna be trying to hurt me out here by myself, and I can't keep just making videos. I have nowhere to sit down, so I haven't been praying. And because they trying to murder me and get away with it, and it's like, damn, God, do I really got to be killed for this? Like, if that's if I haven't been praying, I've just been preparing myself to be murdered. And it say, and God is my salvation and my glory, the rock of my strength and my refuge is in God. Trust in him at all times, yet people pour out your heart before him. God is our refuge for us. So I just want to hear the words that can speak to my heart right now. Deliver me from mine enemies, oh my God. Defend me from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity and save me from bloody men. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. That's what they're going to be doing out here while I'm telling everything. The mighty are gathered against me, the mighty, Donald Trump. Not for my transgression nor for my sin, because Austin was attacking me and my son and I'm pregnant. They run and prepare themselves without my fault. They already ran and said they got a restraining order to have the police trying to prepare themselves to harm me at Cynthia's house without my fault, because Austin was attacking me, Cynthia's son. Therefore, O Lord God of hosts, and this is why I'm upset and why I stopped praying. And then I stopped praying before the shooting as well, because he was abusing me and everybody knew about it, and I was praying about it, and it seemed like God wasn't listening, and it's happening again. They're abusing me, and it says I'm asking God to awake to visit the heathen. And it's like they're like, oh, this is our earth. Like I showed y'all the little sign. They feel like we're under 666 and God is not going to help you. And you know, when they do get punished and do go to hell, they be mad about it, but they're going to keep doing wickedness until it happens. That's just pretty much. And then with you being a righteous woman and a righteous mother that don't rape or molest children, they over here trying to keep your child from you and trying to set you up outside on the streets. It said, because of his strength will I wait upon thee, for God is my defense. I will wait upon him, for God is my defense. So you threatening me, talking about you gonna have me arrested at your house, with everybody in this country setting me up after you threatened to rape my son, Joseph, Cynthia, Austin, and the Conroe Police. But God is my defense, and I'll wait on them since you over there trying to hide behind them wicked ass police. Now, I'm finna leave their property, so I don't care about them asking me to turn up, because I got to tell y'all about what they trying to do at this motel as well, with having me leave the location like this, knowing about my case. So I don't care. I'm about to leave, and I needed to get that out of my system. Because I'm not finna be out here turning up. I'm going to wait on my God, and I'm going to be cool knowing that the Lord going to come through for me at some point while they trying to set me up to be murdered pregnant out here, hoping that I'll just be smoking black and mouths, and I probably will smoke a few of them, but I'm not finna be smoking no weed with them trying to call me no drug addict. Thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth, and they laughing at me, and they got the pastors laughing at me, that Satanists, because they done got away with so much. They done threatened to rape my baby since 2019, the beginning of 2019, and done had them. So they done got away with threatening to molest a helpless child and hurting his mother that's pregnant, and they done did it for 36 months, abusing us, and they think that they done got money and wealth. They done got paid off. They done got away with a lot. Truly my soul waiteth upon God. From him cometh my salvation. Not from my family. Because they all sitting back, oh, she loved God so much, then let God deliver her. Because I don't even want to call you about my ID now. I don't even want to. I'll call you and I don't know. I got to wait on my God. Because my family knew they was trying to murder me pregnant. And I don't know how to deal with that. Because it ain't that I don't love you. It ain't that I'm trying to slander your name. But you know, this white woman put a hit on me pregnant in the jail, and I still got this baby alive in my body. And they denying me medical care, and they threatened to rape my son around the time the child was all covering this up. So how can I still love you the same way as a family member when you're serving Satan, when you're serving the devil, and you won't come forward about information about your bloodline, your sister who is African and Indian, because of these white people and these white devils in this country? And that's wrong, and it hurts. But I ain't finna be yelling. It say, he only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. So I'm not gonna be moved from Texas. I just have to be homeless out here trying to put the information out. They don't have anywhere for me to charge my phone. They don't have anywhere for me to sit. They don't remove benches and stuff like that, knowing that I'm pregnant and need somewhere to sit down. I don't have anywhere to sit. I don't have anywhere to lie down. My body is pretty mangled up to where I can pretty much only lie down and sit down in certain positions because of the fetus that's still in my body. And I don't have anywhere to charge my phone. Phone might get cut off, and I'll just pretty much be out here and needing to shower and needing food and refuge, and this is what's going on. So they're trying to slap, they can't slap God, but they're trying to slap Jehovah in the face by hurting me and Jesus Christ, because they said that they denounced Jesus and Jehovah, and that they already knew they was going to hell when they threatened to rape my son. Cynthia told me this, and that they were racist, and that they knew that God would send them to hell for this. So I have no one to turn to other than God. And I do feel a little betrayed, and that's why I said they trying to hurt me as much as they can to try to get back at God for saying that he was going to send them to hell for denouncing them and becoming Satanist. And so they're trying to hurt me as a believer as much as possible who has not denounced Jesus Christ or Jehovah, threatening to rape my child, denying me medical care, and saying that I'm crazy and that I'm lying. And why haven't I given birth yet? After they tortured me during labor to where I could not give birth and let me out like that. Here comes somebody. Excuse me. Can you just go around me for a second? Sorry. So they held me through my labor, torturing me when I was having the contractions and my cervix was opening, and torturing me in the jail past that time frame, and let me out with the baby still alive in me where I could not give birth, and denied me medical care with the baby still alive in me. This is what's going on. And so it says, because thy love and kindness is better than life, I will praise thee. And this is the only one who has had my back through the entire ordeal. Let death seize upon them, and let them go down quick into hell, for wickedness is in their dwellings and among them. As for me, I will call upon God, and the Lord shall save me. Evening, morning, and noon will I cry. So they're setting me up to not be able to have a job, really. But the main thing is my son's safety, and they threatened to rape him. So as a mother, that's what God was showing me is the main thing for me to focus, is actually seeing my son, regardless of you saying I don't have a job or saying that I told on you that you threatened to rape him. She did, and she said she was a Satanist, and God said she was going to hell, and they know I'm not a Satanist, and they know that I know that they are, and they know that I know the things that they threatened to do to my son as Satanist, and they know that I know that they're going to hell, and they know that I know that they're really going to hell, and they know that I know that God said they were going, and they know that they made an oath to go to do the wickedness in America and then have to go to hell for it. They know that I know. And so that is a lot of persecution as a Christian when you have these people that know they're going to hell. They mad about having to go. They mad at God because they have to go, and they're dealing with a group of murderers that could kill them at any point in time for their involvement with this coven and these other pedophiles. They could be killed, and they could have to go to hell, and they are having sicknesses. Cynthia said they getting sick and stuff like that from God and just from the wickedness that they have been doing throughout their lifetime. And it said, for thou hast delivered my soul from death, will not thou deliver my feet from falling, that I may walk before God in the land of the living. And they are mocking me as a Christian, trying to get me to sin, and then come in the courtroom or go through people and try to have me screaming because they threatened to rape my child, and they're bullying me because I shot Austin, and trying to make it seem like they're going to bully him and molest him, and that she only will have her own self and nobody will help her come get her baby from us, and then trying to make me have to come and fight them and do all that pregnant. And I'm not that kind of woman. I'm not about to let you set me up like ghetto baby mama outside yelling for my child, claiming that I'm pregnant. That's racist, and I'm not going to allow them to do that. They know that I was in my home taking care of my son. I cannot sit up all the way. I'll show y'all. This is me. I cannot sit up. This is what they did to my stomach, and they're trying to lie and say that it's a tumor, and it is not a tumor. It's not a tumor, and it's moving and it's alive. And I'm not afraid of the baby still being alive. I'm just more so afraid of them threatening to rape my child and still trying to go through with the death of this child in my stomach and then lying about it. That's sad. I'm sorry, I gotta move a little slow. I want to show y'all. I want y'all to see it because of my stomach, and they trying to have me in this condition like this by myself. And I know I'm guilty of smoking the cigarettes and stuff, but like I said, they threatened to rape my baby, and that's the only way that I've been able to deal with it from day to day. Not being able to get my son is by smoking these black and mountain tobaccos, knowing that I'm pregnant, because they had already tortured me past the Labor Day and denied me the medical care and kept lying out here and saying that I'm not pregnant, trying to kill it. So now my mind is just focused on the one that they have had, because that's sad that they threatened to do this to my child and he never seen his mom again. And they're trying to mock me, even my family that have joined this coven where they done denounced Jesus. They're trying to pretend, they got people trying to pretend like they Christians, and they knew they trying to murder me. And it's so sad that you just got to get the Bible and open it and speak, because that's how many